Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 190. So, what do I think about this week's chapter? To be completely frank with you guys, this chapter was very, very shocking. And I was not expecting anything that we saw in this chapter. I was right about some things, but at the same time, I was completely wrong about almost everything. And that's typical Fujimoto fashion, where we set up theorize about stuff, and it doesn't happen at all. But still, it's fantastic because the way that this chapter ended, it kind of has a clean slate, and I'm very curious to see how the story goes from here. And I'll get to that once we get to the review. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off in a pretty odd way, where we start off with pretty much the Agent Devil in like this abyss. It's all darkness behind him, and he's just like, where am I? And I was a little confused. I was like, what's going on? Like, did we get a time skip or what's going on? And we kind of did, but we'll see what I mean by that in a little bit. So we see that as the Agent Devil is in this like emptiness, he's like, what is this? What am I dealing with? Is this oblivion? And as he's is talking about to himself pretty much, we see that there's like a figure talking to him, and he's like, oh, you Agent Devil, you promised us like a deathless paradise, but you were wrong. You robbed me, Jaraguchi, I think that's the guy's name, and George. So I was there apparently. But in a serious note, we see that this person just keeps talking. He's like, how would you trap us with this devil? And then we cut to pretty much the next panel, which is it seems like, remember that guy that was hugging the trees that was in the Agent Devil's paradise, whatever? Yeah, that guy comes out of Pochita's mouth, and he grabs the Agent Devil, and the assumption is that he pulls him in because that's why this whole like darkness was. And we see that pretty much as he does that, we have this crazy panel, which this was, if you would have told me that guy would have come into play in this entire arc about the Agent Devil, I would have been like, you're tripping. Like, what is this irrelevant guy, cicada hugging tree kind of guy, whatever? Well, what is he gonna do? And he did a lot because he was the pawn. He pulled the Agent Devil in, and that's where we see a panel where the Agent Devil is trapped. He is literally trapped inside its domain, and that was the play that Yoshida, Asa, and Denji were all going for. And because at first you saw the Agent Devil was like, did I get eaten by the Chainsaw Man? And that was what I was thinking too, because I was like, why is it all black? Like, is the darkness behind him, did he like literally get consumed by Pochita? Was that the only way they could defeat it? But no, I was completely wrong. We see that pretty much he's dragged to his own world, and now he the logic is that he can't use his power here. So he can't really harm them, and he's just, they're all just trapped there. And it was hilarious because we see that as he gets spawned in, he's sitting on his throne of the stupid old guy, as he's still sitting on him, the Prime Minister of Japan, or whatever the guy was, the guy that was like trying to offer the kids for the Agent Devil, would probably say yeah, screw that guy, which we'll get to him at the end of the chapter, and I'll let you guys know about him. But we see that pretty much, they're all in this domain, and Yoshida right off the bat is like, hey, so like, you want to talk? And he's like, well, what do you want, bro? Like, was this your plan? Was your plan just to put me here? And an interesting thing to note is that while that is happening, we see also in the real world that Fumiko, she's actually it looks like she did the death blow on a public safety person. And an interesting thing to note is that she seems to be perfectly fine. So now it starts asking the question, what's going on with Fumiko? Because obviously we saw her that she sacrificed her whatever, like an intestine or something of hers. So now I'm wondering, what's going on with her? Did she have a twin? Did she have like a duplication devil or something like that? Because she's intact. Like, she seems clean, fresh. Like, she's squeaky clean. She has no blood on her outfit, nothing. And she seems to be just doing just fine. So what's going on with her? I don't know. I'm very curious to see what Fujimoto does with her, because now he's definitely setting her up. So Framiko Watch still in 2025. Crazy madness. I never thought that Framiko Watch would still be going on in 2025, but here we are, proven wrong by I was proven wrong by Fujimoto once again, which I'm totally fine with. And I'm very curious to see, like I said, what Fumiko's whole entire goal is going forward. Is she just gonna side with the crew, or she has her own agenda similar to Yoshida? Whatever the case, I'm very, very excited to see. But coming back to the Agent Devil and its domain, as they're trapped there, pretty much Yoshida just like makes a deal with the Agent Devils, like, hey, listen, obviously we don't like fighting you, and this is kind of becoming like very annoying. So how about this? I'll tell you what. How about you make a contract with us? And this contract will pretty much specify, hey, make it so we all get out of here, and pretty much we'll never fight each other again. Like, promise that, like, pretty much make a contract that you'll get us all out of here, and in return, and as well as in return, we will never fight each other, or like whatever. And the agent was like, okay, cool, that's a good idea and all, but like, why would I ever want to do that? Like, the agent was like, why would I do that? Like, why? And there's a funny rebuttal where pretty much Denji's like, listen, you could like ignore us, but you know, just so you know, I can literally teleport everybody to the real world through my mouth. And in return, I'm the only one that can't do that to himself. So you'll be stuck with me for like eternity here. And the next panel, it's just all of them. Well, the next panel is not exactly this, but you see like the Chainsaw Man people being tackled down, like the Chainsaw Man church people, like those people that got made contracts with the Justice Devil and all that. Yeah, they get or the Fire Devil, whatever it was. The ones that had the chainsaw, the fake Chainsaw Mans, they're all getting like trampled by the mob that's angry at it, and we see that pretty much we cut back to the real world where we see Yoshida, Fumiko, Fami, Asa, and Denji. They're just in a cafe, just getting like, you know, iced coffee, and they're getting food or something. And I'm just like, what? The Agent Devil was like, ain't no way I'm about to be stuck here with this idiot Denji for all of eternity. So yeah, all of you guys get out of here. We'll never meet again. And that's a way that I never expected this chapter / arc to end on. And I think that's pretty funny. I think that's a nice little gag / great way to put the period at the end of the arc, because it's like, it's typical Fujimoto humor, man. And I love that about Fujimoto, how till this day he still cracks me up with like his humor. I love this guy. He's hilarious. And this chapter really showcased like how he can make a very tenseful, very like I said, very tense scene seem so comedical. Like, it's so hilarious, and I loved it. And interesting to note too is that towards the end of the chapter, like I said, they're in the little cafe. We see like a Chainsaw Man like supporter or whatever with the, you know, the chainsaw in his head and all that, running amok. And you see like Yoshida and Fumiko, they're like, well, back to going back to our old lives, I guess. And you know, it seems like they're gonna take care of that. And also a nice little thing that I liked was that the guy that helped Denji and Asa, the guy that was like hugging the tree and all that, he's also back into the, you know, the real world, and he seems to be a construction worker. So good for him, man. Like, he seems to actually, like, you know, try to make something with his life. You know, he's no longer in eternal like limbo. So good for him, man. Like, he, you know, he got back on his feet. You know, hopefully he's doing better. A guy that was not as lucky is the Prime Minister. He's still, it seems to be in the Agent Devil domain. So screw that guy. He deserves to be there, man, because he was trying to sacrifice like all those 10,000 or whatever, 15,000, whatever it was, all those thousands upon thousands of kids. So screw that guy. He's stuck there. Seems to be for all of eternity. So, you know, he deserves that. But yeah, that's how the chapter ended. And like I said, I'm very curious to see how Fujimoto takes the story from here going forward, because we obviously still got the Nostradamus disaster, you know, happening in the future. But also we got many questions. Like I said, Fumiko, obviously, what's Yoshida up to? We still gotta introduce the Death Devil, obviously. So there's a lot of things that are cooking up that I'm very, very excited to, you know, see going forward, because right now I don't know the direction the story's gonna take at all, man. Like, I have no idea. So I'm very curious to see what's gonna go down, because, you know, I'm just as at a loss for words like you guys. I'm sure you guys don't know what's gonna go down, and I think that's what makes the story even that much better, because you're like, you know, the edge of your seat wondering, oh, what's gonna happen. And we'll just let Fujimoto cook, and I'll continue to watch and, you know, review these chapters, because I love the series. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? What did you guys thought? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.